7 ancient warnings written thousands of years ago. But they were never meant to sound religious. They were meant to sound human, because when you translate them into modern life, they stop sounding like scripture and start sounding like psychology, like invisible habits you cannot easily escape, like emotional loops you do not notice forming, like patterns of behavior that quietly shape your decisions every single day. And the most disturbing part is this: these warnings were not describing the world around you. They were describing the world inside you. Not who you think you are, but how you actually behave when no one is watching. And once you see this clearly, something changes. Life stops feeling random. It starts feeling patterned, almost like there are 7 invisible forces running human behavior, without permission, without awareness, without ever feeling like control. And you have probably been calling them personality, when sometimes it is repetition, sometimes it is conditioning, and sometimes it is something deeper you have never questioned. So the real question is not what these 7 warnings are. The real question is, how many of them are already running your life right now without you noticing? Number 1, the illusion of endless desire. It never ends. It only shifts shape. You think you want more, but in reality, you are repeating the feeling of wanting itself. Because the mind does not say, "I am satisfied." It says, "What's next?" You get the job, and the mind immediately moves forward. You buy something, and it becomes normal almost instantly. You reach a goal, and the emotional impact fades quickly. In modern life, this looks like ambition, but internally, it often feels like hunger with no final meal. And that is why life keeps improving, yet satisfaction keeps disappearing. Number 2, comparison that replaces identity. You are no longer just living your life. You are measuring it silently, constantly, against people who are not showing you their full lives. Only fragments, selected moments, curated success, edited emotions. And your mind treats those fragments as the full truth. So even on peaceful days, you can feel behind, even when nothing is wrong, because comparison does not reveal reality. It distorts it, and slowly, it replaces identity with measurement. Number 3, pride that blocks understanding. Not confidence, something quieter and more rigid. The feeling of already knowing, because once the mind says, "I understand this," it stops receiving anything new, not suddenly, but silently. You stop questioning, you stop adjusting, you stop listening deeply. And in relationships, work, and life, this becomes the hidden source of conflict. Not ignorance, but certainty, without reflection. Number 4, comfort that slowly weakens you. Comfort never feels dangerous. That is why it works. It feels like relief. It feels like safety. It feels like, "I will do it later." But slowly, it becomes the default response to everything difficult. Discomfort gets avoided. Effort gets delayed. Growth gets postponed. And life does not collapse suddenly. It softens, gradually, until discipline feels unfamiliar, and avoidance feels natural. Number 5, the obsession with control. You try to control people. You try to control timing. You try to control outcomes that were never fully yours. And the more tightly you hold life, the more unstable it feels inside you. Because life was never designed for control. It was designed for response. And the space between what you can control and what you cannot is where most anxiety is created. Not by life itself, but by resistance to it. Number 6, consequences that arrive too late to feel real. Modern life hides cause and effect behind time. You act today and feel the result much later. So the mind says, it does not matter, because nothing happens immediately. But consequences do not disappear. They delay, they accumulate, they return, fully formed. And by the time they appear, you are no longer emotionally connected to the choice that created them. That is why small habits quietly become direction, without ever feeling important in the moment. Number 7, the loss of inner stillness. This is the quietest warning, and the most overlooked. Because silence used to be normal. Now it feels uncomfortable, so it gets replaced immediately. With noise, with scrolling, with constant input. Not because life requires it, but because stillness reveals something many people avoid. The self without distraction. And in that silence, you do not just think. You notice, and what you notice can change everything. And maybe this is the real meaning behind all 7. Not punishment, not fear, but awareness. That human behavior does not need to be forced to be controlled. It only needs repetition, long enough, without reflection. And eventually, repetition becomes identity. But awareness interrupts that pattern. Quietly, gently, clearly. And once you see it, you cannot fully unsee it again. Because you may not relate to all 7, but you will recognize at least one. And that one is usually where real change begins. And if this made you pause, even for a moment, then maybe there is still something in you paying attention.